One, go. Part 2 of the side story of the crazy werewolf. His first, or one of his first mates that he has, you finally. Alright, well, anyway, my name is Thunder Drummer. I do improv stories here. Every 4 likes or so ends up guaranteed that this will get another chapter. So let's kick right on into it. Some of the things that happen in our protagonist, is that she's a businesswoman. She was actually driving to discuss a deal, and during this business trip is when she started to how can you say that her scent started to actually come out, because she's actually about to finally get her beast, which she will end up being an actual dragon shifter that will have some lichen elements. But we'll figure that out here pretty soon. Well, she just got done roaring and everybody was pushed back. The alpha finally made it back to his feet and he shouted out, "Nobody touch her!" In the back of his mind, he knew she knew that he looked familiar for a second. Like, what type of... His eyes went wide. "Who's your father?" He went side-eyed for a second. Went, "What do you mean? Who is your father?" "Zach. Zach Trueblood." "Oh, shit. And what are you guys supposed to be?" "You know good and well we're werewolves, especially if you're his daughter. Werewolves don't exist." Shit, all of his nonsense that he done over the years, it's all true. No wonder he wanted to push it up on me. Holy cow. Her eyes went big. Well, looked out. Means, but why would I roar like that? It sounded more like a big beast. I'm not human? No. She started gathering her head. One of the other werewolves behind her was about to come up and strike her when he immediately said, "Stop, Zach." Don't call me Zach. I've told you a million times. I'm Zane. Uh, I know. Stop yelling at your alpha. And you, why did you come on my pack lands? Does your father need something? Of course not. I came here to about the deal with the. Wait, you're the woman they sent out? Yes. Oh shit. And from the way you guys were acting, I don't believe you deserve be under. We are so sorry. Fuck. He actually goes directly down to knee. I am so sorry. All the werewolves around him went bug eyed. Can we talk back at the pack house? I mean, the pack house? Pack house? Please. And we'll also call your father too while we're there, and so we can actually explain a little bit more what happened. What happened? You attacked me, and you expect me to say what happened or give you a chance at all? She started getting angry again, and she could feel or he could feel the force land. I understand. And once you talk to your father, I think you'll have a little bit more idea of why we did what we did. Or your dad will kill us all, and you won't have to worry about the deal anyway. Our eyes won't. Why would your dad's a hunter? Hunter? Yeah. Basically, he started a group of people that protects humanity from supernaturals. Before he started his group, though, there was a lot of bad things that happened on both sides of the field. We don't usually we have vague rules now that he actually came about that saved hundreds of human and um supernatural lives, so we can keep the mundane world away from the supernatural world. And for a while I think he thought you were human, so he kind of kept you away from it, if I'm pretty much understanding that right. But let's get back to the pack house and we'll explain more. She got back in her car reluctantly. She put the two crowbars down beside her because she was not letting either one of those go if she's driving into what she may have to be fighting her way out. But she knew that she was getting a little bit more angry more than normal, and it was kind of weird. Like in her mind is, how dare these lowly animals think that they can do anything to us? The back of her head. And she just shook her head and was like, Lord have mercy. Let's go find out what's going on. As she starts up her car. Now back to the Alpha's POV. The Alpha took out his phone and immediately called Zach Trueblood. Um, Hello, Alpha. Why are you calling me? You know good and well I am retired, boy. And I know good and well that your daughter is a some sort of shifter. He stopped for a second. What? Your daughter is working for the Amanda Corporation, right? Yes. Our wolves attacked her this evening, which I think brought out some sort of actual change in her that brought out her latent shifter abilities. For one, why are you saying shifter instead of anything else? Because I don't think she's a werewolf, and if I think she's either she has to be a lichen or another type of shifter. She is human based regardless. So so the day has come. Do you want to use the portal system so you can get over here quick so we can actually have a real talk? No, you're not that far from usually from any portal system. Normally. Yes. But we do have business with her too, and that's business that we absolutely need, or there might be chaos in the pack in itself. Fine. I'll be there shortly. I'll probably be there before you do. Right? And he got off the phone, and about 15 minutes later, the cars pulled up to this, what looked like a mansion that was the size of a small village. And it's just one mansion. Like, if you was to look up, it was probably bigger than a actual palace or most big university schools. And not to mention that the houses and stuff that you could see back up into the distance of some in the trees, some regular houses, some houses in different styles, from older to brand spanking new, modern everything. It was actually a really big sight to behold when she got out of the car and looked around. Holy cow. Really? This is. Wow. The werewolf alpha. Yes, this is our pack house. And yes, it's big because we're one of the biggest actual packs in the northeastern United States. The only other pack that's more really vicious than ours is another pack that's more that works more with hunters than anything. But we're the biggest actual regular pack that still keeps themselves kind of hidden. She walk, they both walk into the pack house. She looks around. There's these big fancy photos, um frames, gold everywhere. It looked like she just walked into a freaking castle of old. Even the how the brick and stuff was laid inside the house, it looked more like an actual castle, or at least in this front area. He smirks a little bit. You like? And then next thing you hear, come on, let's get this done. Do need my rest. Her eyes went big. Papa? Yes, I'm here. Let's go. We need to talk. How is. We will explain. Let's go talk about this first. Just us two and him. Then we'll talk about the business aspects right after. Okay. Because she was kind of like, but don't tell me what to do. The alpha looks back at her. Did I feel that? And they both walk. Follow me. They walk into a side door down a hall a little bit. Right. Um, and they walk into this conference looking room, which they have a big round table and a few smaller tables onto the side. It looked more like a classroom because there's a spot out in the center where somebody could teach. There is a projector on one of the sides of the wall that could go in and down. It was all kind of weird. He saw her papa, ran up there and like gave him a great big old hug. What are you doing here, Papa? Uh, come to explain generally what's going on and why I kept insisting that there was supernatural, but him, you were way too good at a blind eye towards it all. But now I am going to tell you why that is the case. Okay. Gee. I mean, it ain't like you haven't told me stories all my life. Hasn't trained me to a T in both martial arts and education to make my brain smarter, and taught me all about the supernatural, even though I thought it was a bunch of hobgoblins. Yes, because you had a very big knack of always staying away from it till now. Why until now? Because you have a scent. You have a scent of a shifter and not a rogue of any kind either. So you either already have a pack and nobody knows about it, he looks at, or you're a type of shifter that doesn't necessarily have a pack type smell, that because you're pretty much your own particular being, depending on what you really are. What I really am? A werewolf or something? I doubt it. Why do you doubt that? You said I was a shifter of some kind. Because you're more powerful than I am. Huh? If you really wanted me to, you could force me to bow and front of you. If you truly understood how to use your werewolf or your strike that, your abilities better, your alpha, not really an alpha, it's just your abilities to spread out your bloodlust slash do as I say or I'm about to rip you apart type deal. Kind of more on the bloodlust side, or kind of both, which also means that you would be, at the very least, as strong as a lichen or better. Huh. And wait a minute. He looks up at the wall and looks back at her. His eyes went wide. He looks at, yes, she's adopted. Think it. Yes, and I'm well aware. I know I'm adopted too. I kind of. Do you know much about? No, I don't. Why are you asking that? Points up and then points at her after pointing directly at a painting. He looks up and then he stops in his tracks, like freezes. I mean, he is like this in mid tray. He was like, and his mouth went open. He looks back up, looks at her. If she is who I think she is, she is something that has never been seen before. He looks at explain. Let's explain to her first about the thing or what's going on and why we did what we did. Really pissed. So I understand, sir. On me, sir. Do not need my pack wiped out for something like this, and I also really need to get that deal done with the humans, or shit's going to really hit the fan here. Alright. Well, she looks back up at both of them. What is going on? And why does that person up there kind of look a little bit like me? I'll explain, but let's sit down here. They all sit kind of at a table. Because how the room is there's a little round table with a thing that pulls up to where somebody can teach in the center of the room around this round table. Think of something like Knights of the Round Table type deal. There's also um this is a rectangle room. There's small longer desk type situations that go all the way around the room. They sit at the one on the left side of the room. Alright, well, anyway, they all got to sit down. It's like, now, please explain to me exactly what the fuck is going on. They both sighed. I am an alpha werewolf. When you came onto our pack lands, we assumed that you were a rogue wolf. Even though I got bad intel because of some overzealous um, scouts because of some of the problems we've been having here lately. Problems. Yes, some of the problems. What type of problems? We've been having rogue attacks and different things here and there. One of the reasons why he's here to begin with. Because of no, because of anyway. Let's. So the reason why they thought you were a rogue coming to or a another pack coming to attack us because there was no phone call, no nothing. I knew that you were coming, but I was expecting a human. And a little bit after you got on our pack lines, the it hit us like a. I immediately left the pack house and started driving there when the troll that was in that area, for some stupid reason, went ahead and attacked you, which more than likely it's more about the other problems that we've been having, which we'll explain during the deal or the business side of things. But after getting a really good sniff at you, you don't really have a rogue scent, which one thing is kind of odd. He, Zach came out saying kind of rudely, which is kind of really odd, but understandable. But did you know? Yes. Wait, what? I don't know what you are, but I was one time your shifter side did come out to explain because of the situation. When I found you, me and my wife found you in the middle of the woods next to a woman that was bleeding out. She shoved her daughter into my hands, looked up and said, "Please take care of her like a daughter, Zach. No, you don't know who I am, but please, she cannot die. She is my only daughter, and I know you have helped protect. Either send her to a place that she can be protected." And my wife looked at the baby, looked up at, "We'll take care of her ourselves. All right, gotta go." And she left. Later, we found out that she was butchered in human form not far, which we had a big investigation. We couldn't never exactly find exactly what was going on. Me and my wife have been trying for a very long time to having a child, especially so we raised you. I raised you just like my own, but we never tried to convince you that we weren't biological. But you are my family, regardless if you're biological or not. So stop with that shit, Dad. Fine, fine. But at the age of around 8 years old, you came out. Your beast came out just through you. And this was shortly after Mother died. Yes, I remember. Wait, after you talked to my. That happened right around. Yes. things started actually getting better between us. Okay? The beast talked to me for a second. He explained to me he didn't even know who we were, who or what you'll end up becoming, but it will take a very long time um before he would be able to come forth. I mean, shit, you're already 35 years old, and but I don't look a day over 21. But anyway, wait, that do too much more than likely. So he just said that he doesn't know exactly what you were, but when the day comes that you need to, when you start getting your scent, it'll be time to find out exactly what they. So you'll be getting a voice, a voice like sounds like a different person that talks to you about different things. I thought I was going crazy for a little bit. He stops. Wait, you've been in? Yeah, for the past probably about 10 days or so. If I didn't figure out what was going on, I was about to see a psychiatrist. The voice started laughing in her head. No, girl. I am you, but not you. I am a spirit that's just as much part of your spirit, but a different consciousness. So is that the reason why? Yes, that's the reason why I taught you how to fight better than even me. That's why I taught you how to cultivate to a certain extent. Why I taught you how to be better. Wait, she able to cultivate? Werewolves ain't supposed to be able to cultivate at all. Or lichens do, but not do any. She's just barely um able to get past mortal stage. But that's as far as she can go. Her body don't reject any more of the cultivation, but kind of does what a lycanthrope does, but to a little bit greater of a degree. That is weird. But so let me get this straight. You attacked me because that would you're having actual combat issues. That would actually explain a lot why I'm even here to begin with. Huh. What do you mean? The Zach said. I'm actually here to sell some military type, not quite military, but military type weaponry and body armor and different weapons that can be legally bought by a bigger military or a bigger militia mercenary group type stuff. Really? Even some stuff that's a little bit borderline, should I say? What's alpha? Yes. Oh, well, I might as well explain it while you're here anyway. For one, yes, we've been having an increased amount of rogue attacks across our many different territories. And how I split up the territories is a little bit different because of how big our landmass is. I have multiple betas that allows me to create a little bit more of a state province. Each beta has control of a certain element or a certain area, and we all communicate back and forth. And the humans in each area also have um, humans. Yes, we work beside some humans. So we need, but the rogue attacks is starting to get more and more frequent across multiple different zones, and we think it's the Rogue King that might be attacking. But the other territories, thinking that we're weaker at the moment because we're having a ton of rogue issues, are trying to probe our borders and stuff too. And we need equipment and stuff to start being able to better equip and to modernize our pack. Because we're kind of a bunch of country bumpkins out here. You haven't really noticed. And we have a bunch of different types of cultures and stuff. So, and some of the weaponry and stuff, we're going to start training or having some humans that volunteer. Humans are just as much a part of our pack as the wolves are, and I treat them all like family. You know good and well I don't deal with people treating betas and stuff, or not betas, but well, anyway, I don't allow anybody to be any less than what you are, except if you're a town mayor or a beta taking care of certain groups. Each area has a mayor and a beta taking care of general areas, and we we really need to sign the contract so we can start protecting ourselves, especially if the Rogue King is coming after us. To be honest with you, looked at her, him. Wouldn't mind a few hunters start teaching some of these humans how to fight supernaturals. And to be fair, to give them a fighting chance no matter what happens. I can arrange that. She pulls out this not a purse but a this briefcase and opens it up and then slides the document to him. Three documents. Like, this is what we can provide to you through our legal channels and whatnot. That being said, some of the different requests that you made was a little bit odd, but we was able to get contractors and stuff to start building it before we even signed the or deal with. Yes. And then she pulls out this envelope and then hands it to him. Sign there now, or we're done here with the stuff beyond. It's basically signing a thing if shit was to go down or found out that you needed shit for a reason. And yes, I wasn't allowed to give this to you unless I actually heard exactly what was going on. He opened up the paperwork to find out. Here. She walks around the table and starts explaining the paperwork. She is a absolute genius. And keep in mind, the rogue werewolf king is dead, but not dead yet. This is prior to the events of the crazy werewolf. But keep in mind, this mate don't age at. She ages at a super snail's pace. But all right, getting back on to topic. I wasn't really authorized to actually give you this unless I found out what was going on. And between some of the stuff that I've seen you and my dad talk about just now, honestly believe that this weaponry right here might actually help you do any good, which none of it is the yield of the military. And I want to make that fucking clear right now. You use any of this weaponry in this folder, the missiles, the turret system, the border protection systems against the government, our company, or any of the assets that we may hold, we will take the weaponry back at force from the like US military invading at force. Do I make my fucking self clear? Sorry for cussing, but I want to emphasize the point that you use this against American citizens without proper consent, without knowing exactly what the threat is. We will take this back by force, in all major staffing in your province here will be executed by the highest standards of the American law. Do I make myself clear? She said very forcefully. Even her dad was like, whoa, it's been a while since enough force has been put on me to even hardly know something's on me. Yes, ma'am. And then she starts going into detail about exactly what's going on, what all the rules are, and what all the different things that, and what the purpose, and if they can't explain the exact purpose they didn't want, which he did at the time, stuff. The meeting goes back and forth for a while, and they finally close the deal. Like, send this to this account right here, and as soon as you do, we'll start shipping some of the things to you. Yes, ma'am. All right. And then he throws her a bracelet. Keep this around your papa. Her papa's eyes went wide. Keep this around your wrist at any time that you travel. You're really doing that for her? Uh, yes. I'm doing this for two reasons, and I'm explaining exactly what this is. This lets you know that you have a major tie to this pack, and you do. I'll explain more here in just a few minutes. Um, but this will also keep knowing that you have a tie to the pack, but you're not blood bonded, and this will allow you to go to different supernatural areas and stuff without you know this happening again. This has very unique type scent that brings up through the air around you, and her voice in her head confirmed what he was saying. With business dealings and stuff that you do, yes, I believe that this is 100% needed, especially if shit goes wrong again. And so you don't get attacked again. Understood. Like, why are you so shocked, Dad? Because for somebody to give this, for an alpha to give this to a somebody else means that you're kind of part of his pack. You have all of the plus, but none of the minuses. This basically means that you're a major business partner with this particular pack. That if anything is done, said, or did in any bad particular way, that this pack could be held responsible for what you do. Meaning, if you go to another pack or another supernatural area, or and you kill a whole bunch of people, this pack could be held reliable for what you do. That's why I was shocked. Which you're not going to do that, but and it'll also help with the scent problem, so you're not being attacked all the time. Which makes me wonder, why are you doing this? Like I said, I'm doing this because, for one, we are business partners. I know this is usually given to a human, not a supernatural creature, because most of the time, two, I'm pretty damn sure that she's, by association, already part of this pack, which I'll explain right after I get done. And three, we don't need this happening all the time, because at some point they're going to come across people that's not going to give up until she rips everybody's face off. Don't you mean me get involved? No. She could probably take on half of our pack right now, just by force of will. What? Yeah, her aura, when fully pressed, which I don't think it was even fully pressed, went over 5 miles of pushing her will down on any supernatural creature. Even humans felt the effect of it. Which I think she has some control over it to a degree, because I think she was subconsciously pulling back because of your training, sir. That's true. He ends up throwing her over another pair of beads. It's like, Wear this with in tandem with those thing around your wrist. What's the same thing basically, but with the Hunter Association? Yes, I'll have to give them a call right after this. Will you stay here the night and go back in the morning? With how late it is and with all the shit that's gone on, it might be a good idea. Alright, well, I'll have my one of my wolves take you up there to an empty room, both of you, and I'll see you guys in the morning for breakfast. I hope you have some steak. Oh, we do. And that's where I'm ending this for right now. And this is the actual end of her actual. The main purpose I wanted to get across there, she is very business minded and has a lot of training from hunters and stuff, which will be a very important arc from what I believe that's going to happen later on throughout the Crazy Werewolf series. Like I said, this is just a introduction to all of the 7-ish type mates that it's gonna have, and like I said earlier, um, the reason why he will have so many mates is because of his power and because of what he is. He will subconsciously share his power with his mate, which means if they share power, his power would eventually corrupt and destroy any single living being except for him, because, yeah. And he's actually even more powerful than the actual legends and the prophecies that were made about him. So keep that in mind. And like I said, this is just a general overview of who they are. She is a majorly fierce person that will fight to the core, but also very understanding and business minded and knows when to put foot to ass. She will more than likely be the first one, mate that is actual first mate, because she's kind of um that solid foundation that he will need to grow as a person. But if you've also made it to here, thank you very much. It's just W, like win, not any gang sign or any stupid thing like that. Just some nerd in deep woods that has a very big imagination. But anyway, if you like the story, please like. Every 4 likes will guarantee, no matter what, that you will have an update to this particular story. I hope you enjoy it. Leave any comments, anything from, if you enjoy the story, if you want anything, like you want anything added, or if you have any ideas or anything like that, leave them in the comments and it'll give me some ideas for the future. Peace out, and hope everybody's having a good day. Keep loving and have fun.